Welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I am going to be making my vision board for 2022. If you don't know what a vision board is, it is basically a collection of pictures and quotes and things to motivate you for your future and things that you want, and yeah, essentially your dream life, but like on a board. I've made one before. It was a bit shit, to be honest. I want to make like an actual like really good one. I have also made them digitally, and you can sell it as like your background or anything like that, but I want to make one that I can physically have with me, like at the front of my diary, that I'm always going to look at, and just yeah, a really good vision board for this year. Now the things that I'm going to put on this board are obviously not things that I'm expecting to have just this year. This is more of a general vision board for life, I guess, but also a lot of the things that I am working towards this year. I'm going to talk to you guys about my manifesting tips and just things that I've learned about manifesting and believing in all this type of stuff, because I always get asked about it, because I kind of touch on it in some videos but never fully go into detail. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to show you guys kind of how I manifest, what words I use, what kind of techniques I use, and yeah, everything like that. So I hope you enjoy. If you do, please smash a huge thumbs up, and other than that, let's get started. It's really important on your vision board to visualize what you want. So for example, this is my current Instagram, and one of my dreams for the next year or whenever is to get verified. So I've literally screenshot my Instagram and I'm going to edit on the verified tick. You might think, why are you doing that? But if you can visually see that it's there, then you'll believe that you're going to get verified. If it will let me edit it on, why is it being so difficult? I'm doing this on PicMonkey, by the way, which might not be the best app in the world to do it on, but it's the only one I know how to use. That might be a bit too big, it doesn't look that realistic actually. I might just need to edit that slightly. There we go, that looks more realistic. And then I also obviously want to carry on growing, so I'm going to edit on my, instead of 1 million followers, I'm going to edit 10 million followers onto my account. It's basically just a way of visualizing what you want, and if I put that on my vision board and I see that I already have it, then I should like be able to bring it in. I can't really explain what I mean, but I feel like you guys kind of know that I'm visualizing that. Looks awfully fake, but anyway, that's the first one done. And then another one of my dreams is to also be on a billboard. So I've got a plain billboard here, and I'm going to add on a picture of myself onto the billboard. Again, you're probably thinking, why are you doing that? But visualizing myself on the billboard might actually make it come true. My editing skills aren't great, by the way, and neither is the quality of this picture. My god, it is awful. But anyway, and then there is me on the billboard. Another one which I like to use for manifesting money, I found this random screenshot of a bank balance on Google. So I'm gonna screenshot one of them and just use this one, and then I'm gonna edit the bank balance. So I'll pop this here like that, and then just add a little white box over the money, and then this allows me to put in my own price, which I'm just gonna think like massive. I'm gonna write like a stupidly high number, because then I'm visualizing that number in my bank account. So I'm gonna write something like, should I write 5 million? Pop it on there just like this. That is me using things that I already have, like my bank account and my Instagram, but changing the numbers to visualize what I want in the future, and then editing myself onto a billboard because that's what I want in the future. So it's just applying things that I want to like a physical form, and then I can look at this and I will believe that I'm gonna have it, if that makes sense. Right, I'm gonna print this off, and then we can actually start to make board. I've got it printed out, and then I've also got here a load of other quotes and stuff that I found on Google, and pictures of like houses and palm trees. I've got some pictures of some money. I've got a car that I really want in the future. I've got the Hollywood sign. I've got loads of passport, like my podcast, loads of different things. The quotes say, don't underestimate the returns of investing in yourself. It's already yours, which is such an important one. Mood CEO with like loads of O's, which I've got in the office. I'm building a brand. I'm always busy. Here I've got a boss babe. Here I've got the meaning of boss babe, which I really like, and I'm going to cut out. And yeah, basically just a load of different quotes. And then I've got this piece of card here, and this is going to be my vision board, so I need to cut all of them out. So basically, whilst I'm cutting them out, I'm just going to talk to you guys a little bit about how I think I have manifested. So I would say I have learned and taught myself about manifesting for probably the last 3 years, and ultimately I believe a lot of it is a positive mindset, because realistically, if you sit and say to yourself, okay, I am going to win the lottery tomorrow, it's very likely not gonna happen. I feel like a lot of people will jump to the conclusion of saying manifesting doesn't work because that's the immediate thing they'll think of, and people use that as an example. They're like, well, if I don't, well, I'm gonna say I'm gonna win the lottery tomorrow, and if I don't, then it doesn't work. But that's just not, I mean, it's not how it works. I think when you automatically believe that you're going to have these things and you automatically have a positive mindset, positive things come out of that because you're putting good energy out into the world, so the world gives you good energy back. If you're feeling really down in the dumps and you're like, this is never going to work for me, I'm never going to have this, then you're giving the universe that energy of you're never going to have it. So you're not putting out good feelings into the universe for the universe to give that back to you. Ultimately, I think manifesting is just having a good mindset on life and ultimately believing that whatever you want will be yours. I use the lottery one as an example, saying, oh yeah, that's probably not going to work, but then also I don't think there's any exceptions to it. I think you can essentially manifest anything. One series that I absolutely love of books is The Secret by Rhonda Byrne, and I think it's probably the most popular like manifesting books that you can read. But I recently figured out that she's actually wrote a load of them, and I've read The Secret and The Greatest Secret, but yeah, I didn't realize that there was actually loads more that you can read. But I've read The Secret, I've also watched The Secret on Netflix, and then I read The Greatest Secret, and it's basically the film, well, not the film, yeah, it kind of is a film actually on Netflix. It's just filled with loads of people, very important people, talking about how manifesting created their life, and you get to hear some examples on how, you know, it changed their lives and positive ways of thinking and everything like that. And I think it's just incredible, and every time I watch it, because it's one of those things where, you know, I don't really just watch it once, I've watched it multiple times, because it's one of those things where you come away from it and you feel so enlightened almost. So yeah, I think if you want to watch anything, I would definitely watch The Secret, and I would also read The Secret, because the book is filled with a lot of positive quotes and a lot of things, and, you know, like affirmations that you can use and everything like that. So yeah, The Secret for me has definitely been, that was kind of what got me into manifesting. There's always been a lot in life that I have wished for and that I've wanted for myself from a very young age. I've always wanted a particular lifestyle and a particular way of living, and I would say that, you know, I'm there, or at least I'm halfway there. I feel like everything in some sense I have definitely manifested, because from such a young age I always said, like, I want this, I want that, and one day I will have this, and I actually got it. And a lot of it, yes, come from working for it. Like, I didn't just get given it on a golden plate, but because I told myself that I was going to work for it and I was going to have it, I truly believe that's the reason I do have it, because putting that out into the universe made me want to work for it, therefore I got it. So then you can have the argument of, oh well, you didn't manifest it because you had to work for it, but the reason I wanted to work for it was because I had such a positive mindset and I truly believed that I was going to get it. I feel like I'm saying a lot of stuff that's probably going to go in one ear and out of the other, but honestly it does make so much sense. I'm trying to think of examples where I've like manifested things, and I know that it's happened to a lot of my friends as well, where they'll think certain things, and obviously, you know, some things you manifest for can take years, but then some things can happen almost overnight. I'm trying to think of something in particular that I manifested. I'd say a lot of the things I manifest for on my vision board anyway are materialistic, but then the affirmations that I say are more personal. So affirmations is another part of manifesting that I find really, really interesting and that I love, and I'm actually going to write some on this vision board, but I'm going to write them underneath all of the pictures. Affirmations are basically things that you say, or like sentences that are very positive and, yeah, I guess have like a positive outlook. So instead of saying, oh, I want this, you'll say, I have this, or I have. So say if you want £1 million, for example, you won't say, oh, I wish I had £1 million. You'd write down, I have £1 million, so you believe that you already have it. That's another thing. Another one I like to use is I am deserving of. So I always write down, and I say always, actually, I never used to write it down. I always just kind of used to think it, because I can't remember where I heard this. Maybe it was on The Secret, or maybe it was just on like a YouTube video where someone was like manifesting. Even though you have to believe that you've already got it, you also have to give it to the universe and then forget that you've done it. So say you want it, work for it, but don't sit there and just think that the universe is going to give you it. So say if I wrote on here, on this, you know, on this board underneath, that I am deserving of, I don't know, I'm trying to think of an example. I'm just going to use a really far-fetched example because I can't think of one on the top of my head, but say something materialistic. Say I want a car, right? If I write, I have the Lamborghini, blah, 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 on this, but I constantly think about it, I'm not giving the universe or whatever power you believe in the time to give me it, because I'm constantly thinking about it. If you're constantly thinking about it, you won't get it, which actually contradicts this vision board, because visually I'm looking at it every single day of every single second, and it's reminding me of the things that I want, but it's reminding me. It doesn't mean that it's always on my mind. So I'll look at it and I'll think, yeah, that's what I'm working for, that's what I want, but in my everyday life I won't constantly be thinking about it, because that's not how it works. That's not how it works for me anyway, and I really can't remember who told me that or who said that. Like, that's really gonna bug me, but someone said it or I read it somewhere and I thought it was really interesting, so I was like, wow, that's actually really true. The things that I'm putting on this board, I would say, are very much materialistic things, in the sense of, you know, I'm putting money, I'm putting cars, I'm putting things like that. Say if I wanted a boyfriend, right, and I wanted to find love, I would write down, I am deserving of love, and love will find me, and I have love, as opposed to making a board full of lots of men. Do you know what I mean? I feel like I'm just rambling on, but I feel like I'm also making sense. I've nearly cut all of these out now, and I'm actually so excited to make this. Like, I'm actually so excited. I don't know why I've never sat and made a proper physical vision board before. Let me know down below if you guys believe in manifesting and all of that, and your kind of thoughts on it, because I would love to know. I find it so interesting. I watch a couple of YouTubers who talk about manifesting and everything like that, and yeah, I just absolutely love hearing about it. But ultimately, I think you have to go into manifesting knowing that you're not just going to get given it, and ultimately I believe it is a mindset that motivates you to want to work for the things that you dream of having. Right, I've cut all of these out, so I am going to write on this piece of paper, like underneath where I'm going to stick some of this stuff, I am healthy. I always say that one. When I put like my crystals out, I always put my crystals out in the sun when it's a really sunny day, and I do my affirmations, I always say I am healthy, because that's ultimately the main thing that matters in life. So I'm going to write that on here. Underneath that, I'm going to write, all of my dreams will come true. Oh no, I probably should have wrote, okay, directly underneath it, I'm going to write, all of my dreams have come true. Then I'm going to write, I am deserving of love. And then underneath that, I'm going to write, I am happy. And then underneath that, finally, I'm going to write, my family is happy. This is what I don't want to get confused with. You can make a vision board and write down all of the materialistic things that you want, but ultimately, things that matter are your health, whether you're happy, your family's health, whether they're happy. Okay, yeah, these materialistic things can provide happiness, but ultimately it's finding happiness within yourself. We're getting very deep, I know, I'm very aware of that, but that's something that I really want to work on this year. And it's not constantly working and constantly doing that, because as much as I love it, sometimes it doesn't make you happy if you do too much of something and you overwork yourself. The majority of the time I'm working towards materialistic things that I want, which is great, and I think that's amazing, because I've done really well for myself in that aspect. But along the way, it's very easy to forget that actually, ultimately, if you're not happy, yeah, you can be sat there in like £10,000 worth of clothes and you can have your dream car on the driveway, but if you're not happy, then what's the point? So that's one of my goals for this year, to just make sure that I'm happy and to make sure that I'm good. And I actually am, which makes me so happy to say that, because, well, I'm still in 2021 and making this, but this goes up in 2022. So not in 2021, but in 2020, I hit a real bad low within myself for, I'd say, like 2-3 months, and nothing I was doing was making me happy. No amount of money was making me happy. Nothing was making me happy, because I let go. I lost myself, and then I changed my mindset and I did things to make myself happy. And before you know it, well, it wasn't before I know, because it took a couple of months, but ultimately, once I was happy, then I could enjoy all of the other things that I'd worked for. So when you're making these vision boards, it's so important to, yes, focus on the materialistic things that you want. Also, just make sure that you're good and make sure you're happy and put yourself first, because like I said, ultimately, unless you're happy, you're not going to enjoy any of the things that you've worked for. That's the number one thing that I've learned at my grand old age of 21. So hopefully, got a lifetime of stuff to live, but that's my life lesson. This is what it's looking like so far. So I wrote everything in the middle, and then I'm just sticking all of the pictures over that. So I'm gonna put my Instagram over the money one because that's my job. By the way, I made, so the reference like how big these pictures are doesn't really have anything to do with it, but I made the money one big because that's a big thing for me. I really, you know, in life I want to make a lot of money. I want to be able to give back to my family. I want to do a lot of that, so I made that one quite big so I can, you know, see it. And then the palm tree one because I love traveling and I haven't really been able to do much of that, neither obviously as anybody else in the last couple of years because of the pandemic, but that is something that I really want to be able to do more of in the upcoming future. And like one day I would love to like even live abroad for a bit. One thing that I actually really want to do is travel Australia, and I actually had like original plans to do it last year, and then obviously, you know, couldn't do that. All the borders shut and everything, but I really want to go like backpacking around Australia and Thailand, and then maybe do New Zealand as well, and go to Bali. I have been to Bali, but it was like a holiday. I want to like actually travel around it and stuff. So yeah, that's one of my main goals actually that I really want to do. And I love watching like people's Australia vlogs and stuff, and people go to Australia and they say they come back and they're like, that was the best thing I ever did. I literally want to move there now. Here's where I go to Australia, and then I figure out I actually want to live there. But I'm definitely going to film all the stuff for you because it would be incredible. I want to go for maybe like 3 months. I think 3 months is definitely long enough to do all of that. So yeah, I really want to do that. Yeah, 3 months is definitely long enough, so I really want to do all of that. I'm trying to think of some other goals and stuff that I have for myself this year. Oh my god, so you should definitely do this, right? I am hoping that I put the option to receive it in a year and not just 3 or 5 years, because I would love to read it. But last New Year's Eve, it was the last New Year's that I spent at home, and I was sat on the sofa with my mum, and there's this website where you can write an email to yourself, so like a letter, and then in a year's time it will be emailed to you, or you can click a year, 3 years, or 5 years. So I wrote myself one, and I can't remember if I wrote one for a year's time and then wrote one for 5 years time, or if I just wrote one for 5 years time. New Year's Eve is tomorrow, so I'll find out tomorrow what I actually wrote. Honestly, I'm so excited to read because for the life of me I can't remember. I'll leave the website down below because you should definitely do it. Like obviously this video isn't going up on New Year's, you can do it any time in your life, but it's just interesting to read back on, and you should write on it like how you're currently feeling, which I'm pretty sure I did, things that you hope to achieve in the next year, and yeah, just write yourself like a massive letter to your future self, and it will be so interesting to read. If I get it tomorrow, I might actually read it out for a video, but then I can't remember if I wrote like really personal stuff on there or not. I'll have to wait up and have a look, fingers crossed, when it comes tomorrow. But yeah, how cool is that? You should definitely do that because how fun. I'm just figuring out where I want to put these things. This actually looks so good. I'm glad I haven't overfilled it and filled it right to the edges. I've kind of just done a kind of a mini one, but it's got all the key things on it. I actually might watch The Secret tonight because yeah, another part of manifesting, by the way, is crystals and stuff. I have quite a lot of crystals, but my nan actually does Reiki and the tarot and everything, so my nan always tells me what crystals that I need to use for myself. So I have a lot of them, but they're all in a box, and I'll only get the ones out that I need to use at that time. So in my office, on my ladder shelf, I have this massive rose quartz, which is for love, and then I've got another one, and for the life of me I can't remember what it's called, but it's one for health, and then I've got another one that's also really big, and it's for work and bringing in money. And I remember I got this crystal because my nan said to me, you need to put this one out. The next day I got the biggest brand deal ever, money wise, come through to my email, and I literally said to my nan, I kid you not, like this has just happened to me the day after I put the crystal out, and I was like, whoa. Could have just been a coincidence, like, but it might not have been, do you know what I mean? So yeah, just thought I'd let you guys know that. You should also invest in some crystals. Here is my finished board. I will pop a close-up on it so you can see. I love it. I think that's really fun. I don't know whether to cut round it or do I just leave it on the full white piece of paper. Maybe I'll leave it on the full white piece of paper, but I'm going to keep this in the office so then I've got it and I can visualize everything. I think there's everything that I wanted on there. There's some like pictures and stuff that I didn't pop on. I didn't put on the Hollywood sign in the end. That one also printed funny, so I didn't put on anything to do with houses actually, which I really wanted to put on. So I might print off something and put like a little house or something on there. But yeah, that's my finished vision board. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Let me know if you do make a vision board and what you've put on yours, and ultimately just remember that you can put all of these materialistic things onto your board, but the main thing is that you're happy. So yeah, just don't forget that when you're doing your manifesting. I am now going to go and I'm going to put this in the office. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you did, please smash a huge thumbs up, and other than that, I will see you very soon for a brand new video. Mwah. Bye.